This is why the caveman approach works better than pickup lines. I always hated pickup lines. They always felt so cringe and unnatural to go and use when talking to a girl. And when I discovered the caveman approach, it really changed the game for me. It made me feel so comfortable to talk to girls that I never spoke to before. So I'm gonna be breaking down what the caveman approach is, how you can use it, and why girls actually prefer this to pickup lines in this video. So one of the first aspects of the caveman method is just going up and talking to every single girl you find attractive. It's genuinely that simple. But this will absolutely change your life. And let me give you an example of how impactful this is and what can happen when you just start doing this. So this past summer, I was in the outdoor seating area of a club, and this was in northern Sweden, so it's light 24/7. It's super cool, and everyone's outside, everyone's having a good time, drinking, feeling good, and I was talking to some friends, and I saw this girl a couple tables away, and we made eye contact and smiled at each other, so I immediately just went up to her, asked her name, introduced myself, had a little conversation with her, and I ended up bringing her home to my hotel just 10 minutes later. So this is the type of thing that can happen to you if you just genuinely put yourself out there and start going and talking to all the attractive girls that you see. And I will give you a disclaimer, it doesn't always work like that for me. I'll have my success, but there's so many times when I go up to girls who give me no choosing signals, meaning no eye contact, no smile. I just see them and they're attractive, and I just start talking to them. And sometimes it goes okay, sometimes we have a small conversation, sometimes I get rejected, but that's all part of the process, and it's never going to hurt to give it a try. And boys, for that reason, I built you guys a conversation mastery guide breaking down how I like to start and have great conversations, all the different methods and approaches that I use that are all just very natural. So all the communicative frameworks are broken down in there, and this allows for it to be natural. These are not pickup lines or anything like that. And this is the first link in the description below. You can grab that now. And the second aspect is really important, and this piggybacks off the first one. So you have to be doing the first one, which is just talking to every attractive girl you see. And then the second thing is you cannot care how any one interaction goes. You need to just let go of the outcome. You need to start getting used to talking to girls and just having fun practicing. And this will absolutely revolutionize your life, because when you place too much importance on something, or you have too much pressure to succeed, you're guaranteeing that you're gonna fail, and you're only making it harder for yourself. You're gonna get too much in your head, you're gonna be anxious, you're gonna be nervous, you're gonna say the wrong thing. It's taking away from all your charismatic abilities when you do that. So you really just wanna go into it, see how things go. If it goes good, it goes good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal. And you learn something from it. There's always a positive spin that you can put on anything. You can turn that into a skill building opportunity, even if it's a straight up rejection. If you get rejected, you can say that this is a skill building opportunity to level up the skill of being able to handle rejection. And it's just gonna make you better in the future. There's always a positive spin that you can put on it. So whatever mental framework that you need to create in order just to talk to girls and not care about the outcome, that's what you have to do. So I'll give you what I did back in the day, which is I placed a lot of my value of talking to girls on myself in terms of displaying courage, right? So when I was younger, I was terrified to talk to girls. So I would be shitting myself if I had to go talk to a girl. I would be panicking, didn't know what to say. I was nervous. I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm not good enough. I'm too short, whatever, all these things in my head. Whereas now, I am proud of myself for going and talking to a girl, for just simply displaying the courage to do so. This was more a thing when I was younger, but it still remains now. But, you know, it's just that simple. Like, I don't really care about any one outcome. I'm just proud of myself for going and putting myself out there, pushing my comfort zone and talking to a girl. That was a big thing for me at 19, 20. Now, not so much, but I still operate with the same mental framework. And you can do the same thing. Maybe it's not exactly that. Maybe you just adopt what I've used, but you can do the same exact thing so that you don't care about any one interaction. And you can really reduce that pressure and importance to succeed. And ironically, when you do this, that's when you're gonna start to succeed. And this third thing is really important to internalize, which is realizing that there's very little you can do to make a girl like you if she doesn't already. So there's no point in wasting your time. So if I see that a girl doesn't like me, whether it's 15, 30 seconds in, a minute in, then I will simply just say, it was nice to meet you, have a nice night, have a nice day, whatever the situation is, and then leave. And it's that simple. You do not need to overcomplicate things, and you don't need to get so butthurt if a girl doesn't like you either. You got to realize that everyone has their own type. Everyone has their own things going on in life. Sometimes it's not even that you're not the girl's type. Sometimes she could find you attractive, but there's other things going on. So you might as well just not take it personal. even if it was personal, it's better to be delusional than it is to be like, oh, it's because I'm too short, or I have a big nose, or my ears look funny. You know, it doesn't help you by putting yourself down when you get rejected. Instead of just saying that something was going on in her personal reality, who cares? So when a girl doesn't like you, there's almost nothing you can do to make her like you. So the best possible thing that you can do in that situation is just leave and just say it was nice to meet you. I can't tell you how many times I do this. I get this sort of rejection all the time, where 15 to 30 seconds in, I can tell that the girl and I are not vibing, and I'm just out of there. It's that simple. So if a girl, I'll just tell you the things I kind of look for. If there's not enough enthusiasm in her face, if she's not smiling, not holding too good of eye contact, if her body language is maybe turned away a little bit, if she's not asking too many questions back or just giving me one-word answers, then I'm going to be out of there. I don't care to be a Rizzler and try and make this work. My game is just improving myself outside of when I'm with girls, and then just being the best version of myself when I do go and talk to them. And if they're receptive to me, they're receptive, and I'll take it as far as I want to. And if they're not, no big deal, and I go on to the next. Okay, so let's dive into how you can start conversations with girls using the caveman method, this natural approach to talking to them. These are going to be in the Conversation Mastery Guide, along with a bunch more advice on actually maintaining the conversation and a bunch of other things too. But I'm just going to be giving you some of my favorite ways to start conversations that's very natural. So my first and all-time favorite is just asking a girl her name. So if a girl doesn't already have eye contact with me, I'll first say, excuse me, and then ask her name. And it's a very slow, paused thing. It's not like rushed. It's very just like, excuse me, what is your name, right? It's smooth. It's slow. And that's not even my perfect delivery, right? But I'm just trying to do it for the video a little bit. So that's one of my all-time favorites, go-tos. I don't really have to think about it. If I don't have anything to say to a girl, I just ask her name. It's genuinely that simple. And here is the funny thing. Every single hot girl who's talked to me first, who's introduced herself to me, has asked me the same exact thing. They all go, excuse me, what's your name? And it's so funny. And they'll ask the same sort of questions that I ask. Usually after that, I'll be like, where are you from? What do you do for work? You in school? Something like that. What are you studying? Just basic stuff. And all the hot girls, they use the same exact, they're saying the same exact thing. It's very natural. It's very much just like you're getting to know someone. You're talking to them as an equal. That's really my mindset. It's not like I'm pedestalizing her. You're so beautiful. Oh my God, can I buy you a drink? No, none of that. It's just, we're just getting to know each other. And if we like each other, we like each other. If we don't, we don't. It's okay. So that's really the first one that I'll go with in any situation. If I don't have anything to say, then I just ask her name. Now, another one that I'll use is an environmental question. So if I'm in line for a bar, say, and I'm always traveling to different cities, so this is really helpful, I'll just be like, have you been here before? And she'll be like, oh yeah, I have, or no, I'm new to the area. And then boom, there's your conversation right there. I've been here before. Okay, cool. What do you think of the place? What are you doing around here? Are you working in school? It's the same thing. Like, you can just work at the same angles and just kind of transition. One of the things you want to think of too is how to make conversation very natural is just I've read it in this book, The Power of Charm. I'd highly recommend it. It really breaks down talking to people in a super simplistic way, which one of the things he mentions is like 15, 30 degree changes, right, in conversation. So when you ask someone a question and you want to move on to the next thing and continue the conversation, you take a slight change. Now, sometimes you're going to have to think of something new and you can make a little bit of a bigger one and it can make it maybe like a 60 or 90 degree change, but it's not the end of the world. But if in general, you're just making slight transitions, meaning, so I asked her, for example, what do you think of this place? And then she says, oh, it's a lot of fun. And it's like, oh, do you come here a lot? She's like, oh yeah, I'm always here every single weekend. And you're like, oh, that's super fun. What are you doing around here? Like, do you work or in school, right? And you kind of transition into that, something like that. Now that's a slight transition. So it's like, she's from here, she hangs out. What do you do around here? And she's like, oh, I work. Where do you work at? I work at the library. Who the fuck knows? And you know what I mean? And then you can keep transitioning, and it's like, what do you think of this city? How long have you lived here? Boom, boom, boom. You've chatted a little bit. Now you're friends with the girl before you even got into the club. I cannot tell you how many times I've done that exact thing, and I've made friends before I've even come into the club, whether it's with guys or girls. It's very much just being good at communication as a whole. So the more you can practice, like if you're really nervous with talking to girls, practice doing this with guys, and you'll see how easy and simplistic it is. And you can apply the same thing to girls, because the way I communicate with guys and girls is almost the same. It's just less flirtatious and seductive, right, with guys. It's that simple, but it's basically the same sorts of things. Just with girls, you hold more eye contact, you smile more, you're just more touching, all that stuff. But it's really that simple. So just very naturally getting into conversation, and I have a bunch more ways that you can start conversations that are very natural in the Conversation Mastery Guide, and I also break down how to carry the conversations. So that's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. You can grab that now.